in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Kryptonite Show. Your host Superman is in the house, and boy, have we got a big interview for you today. We're covering love.io, and I must say that with a bit of intonation, love.io, because the love is in the air, and we're going to get the, I guess the chief of love in the house, or was it Cupid? Cupid, I don't know. You decide. But we're going to be talking to Anders in the house today, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And so get excited, and of course share the stream around on X. I got the post there. Share it around because that's going to be a lot of fun. So I really appreciate that. We've got a few people in the house already. So thanks, Lucky Luke. Good to see you in house. 369 Team Freedom, 100%. And we've got Hexcavator in the house earlier as well. Yeah, I do encourage you to get into the chat. And if you do have a few questions, I'm sure that Anders won't mind answering a couple of those. Of course, keep it family friendly, as this channel is a family friendly show. And of course, we've got Wookie in the house as well. Wookiees love being a Jedi. I know you do. All right, without further ado, let's bring on Anders from love.io. And get your questions in the chat there as we go. We're going to find a lot about Anders and, of course, love, as we say. I can't stop saying it, so it's obviously catchy. All right, have you, Anders? Big welcome.
Thank you very much, Superman. I'm very excited to be with your stream today and talking to your audience. For everyone that don't know about who I am, my name is Anders Johnson, from Sweden, grew up in Sweden, went to university in Sweden, Lund University, actually the same university as the famous Eric Wall for the Hexicans.
Oh, yes. Okay. That's funny.
Yeah, so I went to the same university as him, and I did an economic, marketing, business economics graduate degree, and I also combined with Chinese language. So went to China very early as a student, as an entrepreneur with big dreams at the time when everyone wanted to go to China. Now all the foreign companies is moving away from China. But,
yes. It's been a lot in the news about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was there and basically started my entrepreneurial background there first, working and helping the big Swedish multinational company. I was probably one of the only business graduates that spoke like fluent the Mandarin Chinese, because I studied there at the Beijing University as well. And so I got a lot of job, but of course my entrepreneurial spirit took over quite quickly, and I was part of founding several companies, and some went very well, and especially one called Dicrete, that I was the majority shareholder, and
oh, fabulous.
and which basically we run and became like a world multinational company. And then did an exit around 2010. Had been in China for over 10 years, and also working internationally, building that company. And News Corp Australia went and bought the company because it was a real estate associated with real estate marketing. We did digital floor plans and so on, and they own a lot of these portals and so on. So this was one of my main business success companies that I was involved in.
Okay.
Then moved back to Sweden, came into crypto and blockchain, especially Bitcoin, very early. I discovered Bitcoin already 2010. bought already 2011. Still, back then it was not what we are. You basically didn't admit that you owned Bitcoin back then, so it was a very closed society. It was not like the crypto space as we know today,
Yeah.
and so I was still, entrepreneurial in the real world, and did some other startups and so on back then. So many that I had probably been in every business that you can imagine, but with some kind involved in. But crypto really took over. Went basically full-time crypto in 2015 when Ethereum launched, and was lived in Australia at the time, UK first, and then Australia 2016.
Okay.
Was
Yep.
involved with a Melbourne-based 24/7 Block Labs, which is a crypto think tank already back then. So we were advising ICOs and so on. That was launching. It was many. It was everything from audits, solidity audits, to also crypto marketing, raise capital. We had a venture arm with capital as well that we were investing and so on. So it, was a lot of work in the space. Still very much Bitcoin, even if I never was a Bitcoin maxi, but
Yep.
that was so how I got introduced to Richard. When he left the Bitcoin community, he started. I was close to him, not close to him personally, but
Yeah.
following his content and so on, and started bought some hex, staked that as well. Even if I have never been like an hex maxi in that
Yeah.
sense, I was still involved in other
You haven't got the
Ethereum.
tattoo. You haven't got the tattoo.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but followed and so on, and but then since the main thing should be Love.io. Love.io was actually something that we were discussing in the think tank 24/7 Block Labs, because if you remember 2017, there was a big the Bitcoin divide that was
Yeah.
Bitcoin forked, Roger Ver forked to
Block
Bitcoin
size
Cash.
data fight, wasn't it? A block size data fight. Yeah.
It was because Bitcoin Cash, they were thinking that Bitcoin should it be this like the gold, the store of value, which even Richard, he believed at that stage. He wanted it to be like mass adoption, and everyone should be able to be like payments and so on. So that's why he forked to Bitcoin Cash. So it
We like to
was a
call them
big,
the fork wars. They were the fork wars.
exactly,
Yeah, it
the
was.
fork.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just Bitcoin too,
So
right?
so it's of course there was Bitcoin been forked before, like
Ethereum as
Litecoin and
well had
so on.
the fork
But
wars as well. Yeah.
but that was like the real fork wars,
Yeah, it was. It was.
and it was people who have shared couches, and been the best friends became
Yeah.
the worst enemies and
Yeah.
everything. And that's also what even today, when we talk like the history of why so many people have a hate to Richard and so on, and that
Mhm.
is back to then, that these people that really loved Richard and thought that he was their brother, and then when he started with Hex, he became Judas and so on.
Yeah, Bitcoin Hex, right? Yeah.
So that was the first name Richard came up was Bitcoin
Mhm.
Head, better
Yeah.
Bitcoin, as we say today.
Mm.
And but love somehow we were saying like, yes, we believed in this when it comes to like need to have something that can do like
So let's
mass adoption.
So the,
Yeah.
the idea of Love.io came out of your labs, and what year was that? Was that
Yeah,
around
yeah. So it
2017?
was. Yeah, so it was around that time that we were like talking how to get like a cryptocurrency that can do like mass adoption,
Okay, yep.
and to have like a mass adoption, you need to have like a name that is very simple, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what is, for example, we have every time when I'm been out to conferences, we take example that if you want to get your grandmother adopted into crypto, and if you send her like $5 in Bitcoin, she will, and if she gets an SMS, if you say like, okay, I send you $5 in
Mhm.
Bitcoin, then the grandmother, she will say, oh, what's Bitcoin? Isn't that the drug money or the illegal money or that governments don't like? Why is my granddaughter or grandson involved in Bitcoin?
Yeah.
But if she receives like $5 in love, that means that you get a positive feeling. Oh, love, my granddaughter
Mm,
is actually sending me love. How do I do this? How do I
mm,
download the wallet? You know. So it's about to have a ticker that is have like a positive feeling, and that we also I've been to over like 40 international crypto conferences, marketing, Love.io, and also Pulsechain and so on,
mhm.
and we, I would say that to be like a new cryptocurrency, we have always had like the most visitors coming to our booth, you know, and so on, just because it's Love.io. They go
Yeah.
to like Binance, they go to the big ones, and then they say, oh, we have to check out this Love.io. Give me some love, just like you said in the beginning of the stream,
Mm,
you know,
mm.
love.
Well, that was the point, right? That was the point. It
Yeah,
was catchy, right?
yeah,
It's catchy, yeah.
yeah. So,
Mm,
so you have, and that is very important in like the core that you have
mhm,
something that is core, and this can
mhm.
also be used in other applications. So, for example, if like we have been building Lovify.com, which is an e-commerce platform, and we have integrated over uh, yeah 10,000 uh, products, and there's hundreds of worldwide drop shippers and so on, and perfumes, all the famous perfumes
Mhm.
is there. And every time someone is buying something there, they get like love cashback, so they get love back from the brand.
Nice,
And
nice. Mm,
so then like people, oh, I buy because they find it just like normally they do a Google search, and then they find it, and then oh, you get $10 cash back in love
mhm.
from Versace. And if you don't know anything about crypto, oh, I get like $10. How do I claim this? Yeah, this is like love credits that goes, and you can claim love cryptocurrency for it.
Yeah,
And that means that we get like a natural crypto adoption, like even every day, even if we have slow roll this. I will go into those reasons later on, but we get even today like a crypto adoption every day. People are claiming their love, you know,
yeah.
and so on. So that's like one application. We can talk about more about that
We might
later.
have a
Just
look at
like
that later on. We'll have a look
yeah.
at
So
yeah.
yeah, just like the history of love there. So it came as an idea around that stage, 2017, 2018. And then, but we had like a big problem. If we were going to do it like mass adoption, we either had to launch our own chain or uh, 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 wait until we had a chain that could actually provide like cheap transactions that could actually create this like mass adoption and so on.
Yeah, yeah.
So we were waiting, we were analyzing, we had big plans if we were going to launch it first on the BNB chain when Binance launched their chain, and we had like different options. But then when Richard started to talk about forking the whole of Ethereum, then we said that this could be like the solution to build the infrastructure for Love.io on Podchain, because we loved all of those uh, uh, fundamentals that Richard had with
Yeah.
Podchain. That
And there was
having
particularly
like
high gas fees, right, in the bull market in 21.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. It was like
catalyst.
crazy. You cannot
Yeah, crazy.
like create like a crypto with mass adoption, and then we didn't want to launch our own chain, because then you have to build up like the whole network
Yeah.
nodes and everything and the security, and that was not uh, what we were like saying, like yeah, just like wait. But when Richard announced the Pulse chain, and that's many years now, that's 4 years ago now,
Yeah.
but we were like, oh, this is like exactly what we want. We want to have like the Ethereum infrastructure for it. That means like all of the it will be like PLC copies of all the Ethereum and all the Ethereum infrastructure as we see now today with everything,
Mhm.
and so we said that this is like the perfect plan, and we also have been like strong believers of Hart's law, and so on, with like with LP pooling and all of this, and our plan. Because I really saw what he envisioned, and that is what we sort of see today. So what we did was that, okay, Pulse chain is our main chain that we build on, but at the same time, we launched the same contract address on BNB chain, on Ethereum as it is from the beginning, and also on Base. So then we cover like the biggest blockchains in crypto, but all our infrastructure and everything is like focused on Pulse chain. But since it is the same contract address, we can actually take like economic energy and communities from everyone,
Yeah.
sort of. And so we did that. So Lab is like launched on like 4, and the infrastructure we have built like tens of thousands of hours infrastructure. So we have our
Was
own bridge.
was those 4 chains, is that following the launch of Pulse Chain inclusive? Or was that
Now we started since it was a fork. So the first contract was on Ethereum, but then of course
okay, did you
we
so
basically
you did it before the fork on the 10th of May 23?
yes. So
Okay, so you
we
went down, yeah, okay.
so then we got like the fork over, and that we'll come into that also later. But it's very
Yeah.
interesting because now when we are talking about PDI and everything, But what we are capturing with like Love.io is like economic energy. We have the same contract, and we are pegged 1-to-1 with the other chains and so on.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
And then we have like the love bridge, so you can bridge over and so on.
Yeah.
So that this is a lot of things that we've been building. So we were the first project launching on Polchain, and I would say that we have had the largest LP. We had over between $2 to $3 million in LP on Polchain. So Love.io had that. So that was like our main chain, which like everything, like the Loveify, all of like the cashback, everything goes through Polchain. So that
Yeah.
is because of the chip transactions, the infrastructure, all the wallets, and all of that. Even if we also will have our own wallet and so on.
Mhm.
But this means that our idea was from that stage that okay, now we build. During that, just at the launch of Pulse Chain, as I said, I was like the main person out talking on crypto conferences in the US, in Europe, and Asia, and talking Love.io and Pulse Chain and so on. South America as well. I was down in South America and meeting and participating in the crypto events and so on. Of course, it was also a lot of like challenging for us at that time. Even if I believe that at this stage we are in the perfect uh, point, but like 3 years ago when it was like very hard because we still had to like fight against the attacks from other communities, and it was always a lot of hatred, like you could come to like a famous YouTuber. I remember one time I was actually here in Phuket, which I'm based now, and Da Vinci, he was here and
Yeah.
talking, and then he heard and he was like, yeah, I would stream now in 1 hour, and do you want to be interviewed? And I love this with Love.io and everything. Yeah, I was so happy, Da Vinci was going to have me on his show.
Yeah.
And then after 30 minutes, is that you're launching on Pulse Chain? Is that the Richard Hart chain? Yeah,
It's funny
yeah.
it's funny you talk about Da Vinci because I remember when he first blew up watching the video because it was quite
Yeah,
hilarious. Like, oh, have you seen this Da Vinci? I think it's 17 or 19, I can't remember which one. And it's like,
yeah.
yeah, he's out. Yeah, and so anyway,
And,
to your point, he
and
interviewed you, but then he's talking about launching on Pulse Chain, and you're
yeah,
just like, oh,
yeah, and then he basically denied. He said, "Oh, we take that later. I'm not interested now to do like an
well,
interview and so on."
his essential MO is Bitcoin and margin trading, isn't it? Leverage trading.
Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah,
is. But he doing a lot of like altcoins as
other
well,
stuff.
and
Yes, yeah, yeah.
you also have like Carl the Moon, and all of them.
Alderman,
They
yeah,
have,
yeah.
yeah,
He's changed.
they
Boy, has
have,
he changed over the years. Yep.
yeah, and they have been a part of so many like pump
Yeah.
and dumps
He
and
used to
so on.
remember he was very young doing his little TA charts. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah,
Alderman.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So no, so all of them. So it was basically very hard. But since I've been in crypto and Bitcoin for so
Mhm.
long, and I and also I have made it before I went into crypto. So I have not had that like urge that okay, we have to succeed in 1 year's time, and we have to be like I see. Okay, if it takes like years, we are just building now, and I know that like the vision with Pulse Chain and so on is the right,
Mm.
and that's why what I'm saying, like what we are now is like have taken longer. I have to say that, like 4 years in bear market is not what we have experienced in the past, and I thought
Yeah.
that we were going to get over this earlier. But still,
But then we
I
had the
believe.
SEC too, right? 31st of
No,
July,
no,
23, we had that
and
too.
all the FUD and
Yeah,
everything,
yeah,
and but
yeah,
I am very like hardcore, and I have to say like doing business like 10 years in China and building companies in China and working in that environment that it was back then, that have hardened me like so much when it comes to being in crypto, because it's a lot of these like psychological warfare, when you're doing business, especially in a developing country as China was back then, and
yeah.
culture differences and everything. So I have always been Finns. I was not like okay, Da Vinci didn't want to stream, and now okay, doesn't matter. And then I we ended up, like conferences in England, and they are like, oh, you are like Paul Shane. We are doing a Bitcoin debate here. Can you be here? And then, of course, they find out, like I'm like Richard Hart associate somehow.
Yeah.
That they put me on the debate stage and everything. So those years there. That was very much
Well,
the time.
I always call Richard Hart the rebel founder of crypto. He really is the rebel, and so he's got everybody else against him. Almost, it's almost like
Yeah,
that. Not quite,
yeah,
but a little bit like
yeah,
that. Mm,
yeah. It is, but it is also explaining
mhm.
what the essential things. What cryptocurrency is,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
it is like the value is the community, and if you are in a community, and so I understand, like if you are like a Bitcoin maxi and you have Bitcoin and you are like, this is like your future is your Bitcoin,
Yeah.
and then if someone that you thought were on your team, and then he goes and because like Richard, he was like he said like back then he was like calling Ethereum a scam,
Mhm, mhm.
so it
Right.
was like, so that was like he was in that the camp too,
Well,
but then
he's still calling Ethereum out, right? So it's not like
yeah, 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 yeah. So
he's still
he
calling it out.
does,
He tries to face the problems head on. Yeah. So yeah,
yeah.
and he
So
has
but
faced
it
mine
is
before. Yeah.
yeah. So it is, but. So that is like the nature of crypto, that people are defending their bags and
Mhm.
the community and so on, because
Yeah.
you are like everyone is like shareholders.
Yeah.
It's not like you are a company and your paycheck is like the most important thing every month. Here, everyone is like shareholders in that cryptocurrency and in that community and so on.
Mm.
So
Well,
it's a little,
blockchains are the crypto is a bit like the world, right? There's every country is a blockchain, and a certain percentage of the population travels, and a lot of
yeah,
people don't, right? They don't
yeah.
travel. They live
No,
in that. Yeah.
it is true, and but what I like most about like Richard and so on. Of
Mhm.
course, he's like enormous. His intelligence level and how he can envision things and so on. But that is also his thick skin, that he is able to take all the like the setbacks that he have.
Mhm.
I wouldn't say like 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 challenges that he have faced, with these enormous hate and FUD and so on that have
Yeah,
come.
and the SEC as well. Yeah, all those things. So
Yeah, so
takes a lot of
being
character
on
to battle through that. Yeah.
being on the Interpol
Mhm.
list, it's like crazy. Think of
Yeah.
what your parents would say, like if you would be on the Interpol most wanted list, and so
Mhm,
on.
mhm.
So it is a lot of things, but anyway, back to that. So we was the first project launching on Polchain. Huge belief in Polchain and the infrastructure of Polchain and the fee structure and
Mhm.
everything, and also uh, the community. And as we say, like even if our community have also been the one of the most active and emotional and fudding communities out there, it's still
Mhm.
I'm rather in a community like that than I am in a dead community that there is no engagement.
Yeah.
So it's have been like really good, but the past years here with the Polchain launch, we of course have focused mostly on building. So we built, as I said, we were the first on project on Polchain that did a
Okay.
bridge
Yeah.
between the different chains. So we have
So we might
uh,
pivot into that actually. We might change per view and have a look at some of that. So
yeah.
here's
So
right here.
So no, so we have done all of those things, and
Mhm.
but at the same time, when we go in to like what love is, it
Mm.
is actually an adoption machine, I would say. So we have taken things that actually works, and these things will be massive now when pulse chain start to increase in value, because
Mhm.
as we say, everything is Hart's law. So if we want it or not, like people ask me, oh, why have you not like kept on out marketing and so on? But everything is green candles, and as we had, as I said, we had the largest LP at start
Mhm.
on Polchain. We have over like $2 million on Pulsex start. There was no other project, even like the big sacrifice projects. They didn't put an LP like we did.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you have like red candles, as we have seen the past years there, it was very hard, to get uh, uh, more people. Of course, as I said, the lovify.com goes like a clock, So that is like every day people claiming their love and so on. But otherwise, it is the only thing that actually works that you have to have is green candles. When we were in the downtrend with trend with PLX, and Pulse, it's no use to spend like $50,000 in having a big booth in a crypto conference and have staff there, because people they come up to you and they say, "Oh yeah, love.io, fantastic." And what is your recent charge? Oh, we have gone down 20% because our biggest liquidity pair is with PLX.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like it's the ROI on that investment is like really bad. So what we basically have done is just like building, waiting until the time is right. And now we see what happens now. So now we I believe that the bull market will actually start, and we see now the gains that Chain do and Love. I think
Yeah.
that just in the past 3 weeks we have done like 5, 6x already.
Yeah. Well, we've got the chart here, but with the heart of love.io, because it's a beautiful website, right? It's a beautiful website. You've done a great job with that. And
Yeah.
the you've got what is the you've got the obviously people give hearts out. Now, do you have a mobile application? Is that the
Uh,
case?
Also, we have actually put in a lot of hours in developing that, but that is
Mhm.
also a little of our secret weapon.
Yeah.
Is that that will be launched together with uh, with a base. We have our love contract on base, and we also have
Mhm.
staking and lending
Yeah.
protocol on base as well.
Mhm.
But we see that these things, because that's what we are talking about, like marketing. It's very
Yeah.
important that marketing comes with green candles.
Yeah.
When we have, like let's say, like in a few months' time, and we are relaunching on Base and ETH and BNB chain.
Mhm.
What we have, that since I said we have like a peg, so it's already now 1-to-1 pegged with Love on Pulse chain is pegged 1-to-1, so you can move that through the Love bridge over. So
Mhm.
now we are, as you maybe know, we are strong believers in the stable coin narrative, in the PDI and so on. So we have one of the highest LPs with PDI.
Mhm.
I think we are we have like over $200,000 at this stage in LP, one of the highest.
Yep.
And also, we are strong believers in XUSD,
Yes.
which I'm also part of in the team.
Yep.
And there we also have Lab have I think 100,000 in LP, and
That's correct.
XUSD
Yeah. Yep. That's
themselves
correct. Mm.
have also a strong PDI position there as well. So we are moving with Hart's law in what we believe in, and I believe in, and I am, as I said, I'm like I think that the PDI is the spear for Pulse Chain, especially now when we saw what happened with the Genius Act that came forward and so on, that we
Mm-hmm.
crypto need a stable coin that will be completely decentralized. And we have, as I said, we have already tried this when we launched on Pulse Chain, and we had uh, 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 lab pegged 1-to-1. How did we keep the price 1-to-1 on ETH when we launched on ETH, for example, and put in LP there? It was arbitrage. We had arbitrage bots working like every day between Pulse Chain and ETH, and also BNB chain. So it worked like perfectly there to keep the price the same
Yeah.
for months. But then,
Mhm.
of course, with the big sell-off of PLX, we went down as well, and then we thought, okay, let's not keep on adding LP to the other chains.
Mhm.
We just focus now on Pulse Chain until Pulse Chain start to move up again, and now we are in that stage. So very soon now we will provide LP again to the other chains, which means that there will be like trading and so on. And
Mhm.
as I said, the arbitrage bots, they are taking care of keeping it 1-to-1 and the peg.
Yeah.
So it's it works. No, so that is
You kind of
the
you're holding back quite a bit, waiting for the right time in the market, which is looking pretty much like now.
yeah.
And yeah, so are you guys? So you've got your mobile app, is that correct? You've obviously.
It's we have, as I said, we have developed, but we
Mhm.
have not launched it. So
Okay. So
it's
you got a lot of really cool features here, like micro tipping, NFTs, online shopping,
yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
cash equality. So are
It
those
is.
mostly operating, or you're waiting for the right time to
Uh,
really
Yeah,
launch?
so Lovify, of course, is like ongoing, because
Mhm.
that's not
That's good, yeah.
depending on green candles. Because
Yeah.
if someone finds a Dior, like the prices we have here now on those, for everyone listening here as
Mm.
well, if you want to buy your girlfriend or your
Mhm.
wife or anything, go in here, and it's even better prices than Amazon, because the only price margin that we have put in on
Mhm.
these products is like 10%.
Yeah.
That's like the only margin, and those 10% is given back to you when you shop. So if you shop like your favorite perfume, your favorite Dior perfume, then you're paying like cheaper than you pay on Amazon or eBay.
Mhm.
Plus that you get like those 10% in love back, So you
Yeah.
just like claim it.
And you got
And
it, and every post has got it, so that's pretty cool.
yeah, so this is like perfect. So, and this is not related to like green candles, but
No.
other things you must have like green candles, because as I say, like it doesn't matter how good your applications are. If you are in
Mhm.
a crypto conference and you are saying, "Oh, look at this! We have such a great applications for NFT artists," like this, as you mentioned, like the NFT. This
Mm.
is also what people can do here is like we have that example on the website, is that love, we are monetizing love That
Mm.
means that if you have like an artist, or you, for example, on some favorite artist in whichever area that you want to support,
Hmm.
he can basically say like, okay, send if you send me love because you love what I'm doing,
Yeah.
I will I see that on the blockchain. So that means that that wallet address that actually is sending those
Mhm.
love is like a supportive address, and then he can say that okay, I will for every wallet that is supporting me now,
Mhm.
if I succeed, which all my supporters and fans believes, I will give them extra access to my vernissage, if it's like an artist or if it's a young talented football player. He can say, if I make it to Barcelona when I'm 18, I promise you will always be invited to my private practices and everything. So if there is someone doing like YouTube and so on, and he can have his love address, because the blockchain never forgets. You can always have that. That also means that that wallet address that have these rights, that have actually been supporting someone,
Yeah.
actually can then have future rights, and that is something that we also built on, like Richard he did with the Sense Foundation and so on.
Mm.
You can now you got if you supported Sense, you got like Pulse and so on back. But you could love. We are doing that even to another step, because that means that you could I promise, if Aubrey or for the sense, or like if he would have put in as well that okay, people that is sacrificing to sense that not only do they get pulse back, but we will have you as one of our first longevity person. So every time we have like something new that we found in our study, you will be the first one that we give this new medicine or natural thing.
Yeah.
That will also increase, because you are actually uh, you are increasing something intangible with with it. And as I said, the blockchain never forgets. So if someone have like done that from a wallet, that wallet address itself become valuable. So if someone then say like, oh yeah, I gave $1 million to Sense Foundation, and oh yeah, I got Pulse back, but now I I need money, for example, if someone says that. But my wallet address, since the wallet address believed, and Aubrey, he put an extra favor to that wallet address. That means that you will be in the top 10, and have
Mm.
access to his studies or and so on. That means that that wallet address become valuable. So then maybe, oh, do you want to buy this wallet address because that gives you direct access to that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
there's a lot of like entangled. So that is how love also work. That everything is like stored on the blockchain. So that, and we have the ticker love. You can send
Mhm.
love, receive love. It's like a monetary system. So a lot of interesting things in the
So,
future now for
so-
love.io.
yeah, so you got some milestones that you're gonna sort of release as we move forward into this bull market.
Yeah.
So do you currently have a team that operates the Love.io sort of platform or ecosystem?
Yeah, so we have, of course, our devs. They are not from time. They are full time. Love.io. So we have.
Yeah.
I think that we are probably the only, and that's quite funny. I'm based in Phuket, and here
Yeah.
in Phuket is like a crypto nation
Yeah.
with all crypto nomads coming here. So my
Mhm.
dev team, think we are probably the only team in the world that have Russians and Ukrainians working in the same team. So, and
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
of course, it's like love. So we always joking with that. So we have our dev team have been like really strong. We have had over 20 devs that we work with, and we did one thing last week already that we did some updates on base. So then we're bringing them in, so we have them, and then of course we have especially when we were out marketing on crypto conferences, we have a lot of these like ambassadors that are part of that when we
Yeah.
are
So
out.
within your ambassador program, is that people at crypto conferences, or is that like
Yeah,
celebrities or influencers? Do you have like that sort
yeah.
of thing going on?
Yeah, so of course, as we said, that have
Mm.
been kept low
Yeah.
during
Yeah. Yeah.
before, but
I'm just
it
wondering,
was
that's what you got planned though coming up, is to
exactly. So that
just to
is
step it up. Yeah.
yeah. How it works is that when we start with that, so now as I said, we have the perfect setup.
Yeah.
And we are like so leveraged, and that is also something that I will tell everyone here that if you believe in Pulse chain, if you believe in, especially if you believe in PDI and XUSD, Love.io is so leveraged
Mm.
towards that. So that means that when we gain on Pulse chain, since we are already having the Love contract pegged 1-to-1 on BNB chain, Base, Ethereum, so that
Mhm.
means that we will move up the same time. So, and
Yeah.
that will happen. Just give us another couple of X. We have done
Mhm.
like 6, 7X already
Mhm.
with this peg, but then that will follow. So that means that when we are in crypto conferences starting soon again, that means that we can be there. We have our ambassadors, our marketing team, and we always have. We had that actually in Dubai
Yeah.
last year. That was really good. So we even have our when we have like green candles, we have that in the center of our booth,
Yeah.
because that is what everyone is looking for. It's that is green candles is like the first thing, and then wow, it's have gone up so much. That must be very interesting. What is your applications?
Mm. Mm.
That is like the best. Crypto must be market with green candles, and we have seen it, like before, like with Hex and everything, So
Yeah. 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 So with the with the marketing coming up, so you're going to have, hopefully I'm getting this in the right order. You're going to have the phone app coming out at some stage,
yeah,
and then you're going to step up into marketing, and so you'll be obviously doing conferences and things like that. Uh,
yeah,
will you be doing anything around influencer networks, or it seems to me there's lots of uh,
yeah,
no coiner environments, which this would be fantastic. And I'm thinking of
yeah,
women's magazines,
exactly,
teenage cultural platforms. Is
yeah,
the things that you guys have been thinking about with what
yeah.
you?
You are right on target there, and
Mm.
this is also something that is fantastic with Love.io.
It's huge. I
Is
think it's
Yeah,
the
this is,
opportunity.
and we have already seen it. It
Mm.
works. It's just the green candles that have been missing.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm
because
thinking like, I mean, this is old days, but I'm thinking like, Teen Magazine and all sorts of things. Like, I mean, I could
yeah,
see, I could, and not just
uh,
the magazine, but actual networks with that actually,
yeah,
deal with that sort of thing. This could just go through like a wild flame. I think this kind of
yeah, it is, and
application.
especially
Yeah.
there is something that we are touching very, very close to, and
Mm.
that is something called social-fi. That
Yeah.
was popular like a couple of years ago, and that
Yeah.
means like the commerce that goes on social networks. And what we do here and is that basically an influencer that loves Louis Vuitton or Dior perfume, they can basically take like a perfume from the Lovify.com platform and then
Yeah.
put on their social media, and then they can earn love crypto for everyone that is like clicking and buying there. So it's we are actually putting monetary uh, energy between networks, so they can actually earn crypto.
Yeah.
And so it's like we have like the perfect infrastructure to go into there too. But as I say, green candles must be, otherwise you cannot have like when we were going down with our PLX LP and so on.
Mhm.
You cannot have like an influencer that, oh, I made $100 last week
Mm.
in love, but now it's only worth $10. Oh, so it's like when we were in that down period, it was like very hard. But when you're working with the green candles, then that becomes like so much stronger as well. It's like, oh, I was marketing Dior perfume from the Lovify.com website.
Mhm.
I earned $100, and now that $100 is $500. Get
Yeah.
love, Then
Yeah.
you are like in that positive space, So it's as I say, it's like we have like the perfect setup with that infrastructure we have built during these years now. So yeah, very excited, and we are like leverage, as I say. If we go up, everything is like Hart's law, monetary energy. So when we are going up on Pulse chain now, that means that the value on the other chains, because we are already pegged between there.
Mm.
So it's yeah,
So,
very
during
interesting.
this downtime, as part of your future roadmap, have you been um, getting into agreements to spread love token, like with
Yeah. So
yeah.
we have uh, we of course uh, uh, people very excited
Mhm.
when we launch, and especially before Pulse Chain and so
Yeah.
on. But it is, as I say, we come back to that argument like the whole time.
Mm.
Is that it's been like really hard to have something functioning, but at the
Understand.
same
Yeah.
time, but at the
Mm.
same time, uh, yeah, but yeah, we and what will happen with this Security Exchange Commission suing
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
founder? It
Exactly.
comes down to that. Okay,
Exactly. It
see
does.
you
It does.
later.
Mm.
Like I have even when I was in the US before Pulse Chain launched, and I did like a huge tour on like conferences. I had my team with me on the big NFT conferences, and I even had like meetings at Silicon Valley
Mm.
with like huge VC funds. This is
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
really huge funds,
Yeah.
and they had looked at Love.io. They loved all the applications, everything we were building. They loved
Mm.
my background that have like successful exits and so on.
Mhm.
But then it comes down to but your main chain, and there is some problems there. We don't
Yes.
know if we can go in. So it's like it comes down to that. But as
So
I say now,
I guess you have to get back on the phone now that the SEC was defeated. Is that what happened?
yeah, no. So it's
Yeah. Yeah.
it is, and that is true because now we are actually in this space where people actually are changing and saying like, and you're
Yeah.
seeing it yourself. You're seeing it on like even like Bitcoin Maxis is now. Oh, Richard Hart was right.
Mm. Mm.
Like they are like changing now, and I
I'm kind of
also
yeah.
yeah. So
I'm kind of thinking some of the same problems that you've had to wait for to get resolved is the same sort of things that Rack and Rochelle has had to wait to get resolved, probably behind the scenes. But now I've seen
yeah,
recently he's been putting a press release out to say, Pulse Chain, Richard Hart bet the ECC, and it looks like he's really going back out again to represent. And I think that's kind
Yeah,
of where most of the market on Pulse Chain is, like Love.io.
yeah,
Mm,
exactly. So, and
mm,
everyone comes from different experience, different
mm,
angles, and so on. We all have different backgrounds, but
mm,
it is, of course, crypto currency is something that is very different from like traditional venture capital and
mm,
businesses, because
mm,
when you are like starting an raise venture capital, and you get listed on stock
yeah.
exchanges and everything, you have to like follow one directions. You should have one leader. You should have like one
Mm,
person that everyone should listen to. He should be like the Elon Musk, and be like the genius that should be out and portray.
mm.
Even Elon Musk, he gets like bad critics if he do something that is not like traditional investor related, So
Well,
it is
I want to come back to Love.io and I guess some of the
uh,
premise about virality, going viral and adoption that you talked about at the beginning. And that was
yeah,
there's kind of an irony because we're kind of in a creeping technological age, which I think is accelerating and
yeah,
probably on the verge of some major breakthroughs in the next 3 to 5 years. But yet, a lot of people, you talk about crypto, a lot of people are still pretty oblivious to understanding crypto and how it works, which is kind of
yeah,
a very slow uptake if you ask about it. And which I think
yeah,
that's what I think so wonderful about Love.io. It's such a beautiful brand
yeah,
to actually take crypto to the masses. And I guess it's all
yeah,
around about the channels and the platforms, which I guess is what you
yeah.
guys have been working on. So I'm excited to see where you guys are heading with it.
Yeah, thank you. And
Mm,
it's I would say that that comes back to, I don't know who said it, but
mm,
it was some founder that said like, to get, I think it wasn't Steve Jobs. Yeah, maybe. It is basically when you do something that provide a value, uh, that people don't need to understand the technology behind it, but they
mhm.
just like use it and get like used to it. And that is one of what crypto have lost a lot of like the adoption is like people have to understand how crypto works. I have to download wallet. I have to what the
Mm,
seed phrase. If I lose my passkey, then if I get hacked, and all of this. But what we have been focused on is like building applications that actually people totally naturally
yeah,
get to use. And that what we just talked about this with social fight. This is like network building when that is taking off. Is just like I said. Oh, I want to make money. I heard about this girl who was marketing, taking Dior products and marketing on her Insta, and now she made $1,000, and now it's actually worth $9,000
mm,
because she was the love is actually cryptocurrency that goes up.
yeah,
So
yeah.
getting like people first involved just because okay, yeah, it's easy. I just pick a product, and then I get like can claim love and get it, and
Well,
then they
I
friend.
I I I agree with you on the green candle part, but I actually think that you've got two sides of a coin here. I think you got the other side, which is actually this could go quite viral without even green candles, particularly in the no corner platforms. I'm just thinking
Yeah,
of U.S. colleges and sorority houses and
yeah.
teenagers interactions. I mean, there's so much application with this wonderful brand. It really is
Yeah, yeah,
fantastic. I
yeah.
love it.
It is. It is. Look, we have seen it, and as I
Mm,
said, like we have things that is working every day. If you go in and looking at Lovify, and you can
yeah,
see on
yeah,
that we have a lot of like small buy orders of
mhm,
love
yeah,
on in our decks, you know.
Yeah.
So and that means that every time someone is buying an a product, that means like a buy order of love
Hmm.
immediately. It's just
Yeah.
like someone is buying for like, okay, I buy for $50 a perfume, then
Yeah.
it's like $5 immediately that becomes a buy order of love.
Wow. That's really great. I'm glad you expressed that. That's so good.
That is like a buy order directly, and then the user
Mhm.
have to claim the
Yeah.
love. And we have many people today that is they don't claim, and especially as we say, if love have
Mhm.
gone down because of our LP pairs have been like going down, then
Yeah.
they, oh, I don't claim, but they still have that in the pool. You know, it's still a buy order, so that
Yeah.
means that it's like constantly buy orders the whole time,
Mhm.
and that means that and since that markup is in the love cryptocurrency,
Mhm.
that means that love is like keeping that monetary energy for our community, you know,
Yeah.
for the love holders. If you buy something at Amazon, what happens then? Amazon have like 25-30% markup.
Mhm.
You are basically paying commission to Jeff Bezos, New York, you know.
Mhm.
That's like the money goes to the company, goes to Jeff Bezos. Here, the markup is by order of love. That is
Mhm.
pumping your own bags, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Fantastic.
so people have that like the whole time, and when they are like understanding. But as I say, you know, like the network uh, uh, we came to a stage there. Okay, we just like wait this out now
Mhm.
with like Paul chain and so on. And when the time is right, the green candles, then like every marketing dollar that we put in means like so much more when we
More.
have like
Yeah.
green candles.
Yeah. Yeah. I am
So
super honestly, I'm super excited where you can take this, honestly.
thank
This
you.
this
Yeah,
seems like just massive applications. It's pretty exciting, and it's actually pretty different from everything else on the Pulse chain, which I really love too. And of
yeah,
course, it's multi-chain too. Now
yeah,
it's going to be interesting. Also, like you say, the leverage side of it. You've also into XUSD. I get they've got their trading going on with that as well,
yeah,
and of course the old DAI also, which is pretty awesome. Hey, look, we're up to an hour here, so I think that's kind of
yeah,
where we're going to get to.
yeah.
But
Perfect.
I just
Yeah,
wanted to talk about your socials, and that is if people want to follow Anders, you can and find out a lot more because obviously you guys have got a lot of stuff coming up now that we're all feeling pretty confident that we're in the bull market zone here,
yeah,
and I'm sure you guys are going to have lots of wonderful announcements coming up. And Anders, honestly, I'd love it for you to come back on the show when you've got some of the stuff rolling out because I just absolutely
yeah.
love about it because I'm very excited about the whole thing. And like I said to you,
Right.
it's been a long time since I've been trying to, get someone from Love on the show, and it's great to have you
Yeah.
here. Yeah. So
Oh,
that's you can follow Anders there on X, and of course the official as well is just below here. So we're going to post that, and they got some pretty nice videos on there also.
yeah.
So check it all out for sure. Um, that is wonderful. So yeah,
Great. Thank you, Superman. It's was a pleasure being here today and
yeah.
talking. And as I say, you know, like whenever you want to talk about something, I would love to be on your show again.
Yep. Hey, look, Anders, it's been fantastic, and I love getting the whole backstory into today, where we are today. And I know that there's the future chapter coming, and so we're
Yep.
excited about that too. And of course, if you guys haven't seen Anders before, Anders was on our XUSD stream as well, so you can see him on
Yeah.
there also. So yeah, thank you so much. As all I can
Thank
say.
you. Cheers.
Yeah, all the best,
Okay.
and hope
You
everybody
too.
else enjoyed. Don't forget to check it all out on love.io and send some love around to people as well.
Thank
So good.
you.
All
And
right,
also get subscribe to Kryptonite the show
yeah,
channel. I just we subscribed as well here,
oh,
so
fantastic.
we will follow your content as well.
All right, well, I'll leave you with the
Cheers,
final words. It's bye from me and Anders.
cheers,
Cheers. All right,
see
see you
you.
guys. Hope you guys
Excellent,
enjoyed
kid.
it.
Love, love,
Bye for now.
love.
Yeah. Lots of love. Yeah. Lots of love. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.